Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn, the traveling trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, and more specifically actually here in Fulton County. And the reason why I say that is because we have a very special video blog today, an interview with someone running for Fulton County Superior Court Judge, Mr. Bobby Wolf. We're going to have Bobby on here in just a few moments, but before we do, I'd like to ask everyone out there to please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you're watching today's video blog, if you'd be so kind as to like the video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family. Now, we've asked Bobby Wolf to come right here on GoTarryn TV, who's also here in Fulton County, because he's running for Superior Court Judge. I'm going to talk to him and ask him a little bit about his campaign and how does one become part of the Wolf Pack. And we'll learn more about that here in just a few moments. You'll see that Bobby is actually also very much fitness-minded, and he's just an overall awesome guy, and I'm going to urge and ask everyone out there to please give him your consideration when you're going to the voting polls on May 22nd if you live here in Fulton County. And for everyone else out there, enjoy the video blog, and remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, and as you can see side by side for the very first time here on GoTarryn TV, Mr. Bobby Wolf, also here in Atlanta, Georgia. Bobby, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Taryn. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Well, thanks for joining us on this beautiful day that we're having in Atlanta, and I think we're both in Buckhead from the looks of it.
We are. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, we're right down the street from each other. How cool is that? So for the folks that are watching this, I'm guessing they're mostly going to be in here also within Buckhead or the metro Atlanta area. They recognize you, and I recognize you from the gym as well. And we'll talk a little bit about fitness and exercise. But what I wanted to ask you about primarily, I brought you on today's show because I wanted to start right off the bat. You know, if you could tell the folks out there, we've got an important date coming up, and I'm sure you're going to be telling them the date, but it's just a matter of time. Let's talk about your running for judge, and can you tell people why does the Superior Court Judge matter?
Well, thank you. It really does matter who the people of Fulton County choose as their next Superior Court Judge. That judge will have a lot of discretion on criminal cases, violent felonies, and decide whether the community is going to be protected or not. Whether convicted criminals get prison time or probation, and whether victims are respected and their dignity preserved in the courtroom. So the judge has a lot of discretion. On divorce cases, the judge will decide who gets to keep your children, who gets your marital assets. On property cases, if the government wants to take your property, the judge decides whether that's appropriate. And a lot of civil cases, too, the judge makes a big difference. So it matters to all of us. And the election is this Tuesday, May 22nd. So I ask that everybody come out and vote this Tuesday, May 22nd, if you live in Fulton County.
Yeah, certainly. If they're watching right now, then it's just a matter of days for sure, because as we're recording this, we're leading right into the final weekend, and I can't stress that enough as well, too. So some folks probably have voted if they have early. If they haven't, then all the more reason why we're here telling them right now. May 22nd, we'll repeat that date a lot for sure as we're going along. So that's great. Good answer there, Bobby. I think that's you know, something that a lot of people, including myself, don't really appreciate and understand. So you're being able to educate us a lot on this you know, topic here. And if you could also tell us this too, Bobby, if you're elected, can you tell us specifically what would you do uniquely to make an addition to the bench?
I think a big thing is my temperament, that I'm a calm, steady servant leader. It's really tough when you go to court. Your life is on hold, everything is in the balance, and the judge should make things easier for the parties, not more difficult. So that's a big part of it. You know, and all my involvement in the community to shape the person I am and the kind of judge that I'll be. I was in Leadership Atlanta, class of 2014. I'm the immediate past president of the Garden Hill Civic Association, where you are right now. I have an 8-year-old son and a wife. We're very involved in the community. So it's really important that I give back to our community, and that's why I want to be a Superior Court Judge.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, again, it's definitely a huge undertaking, and you know, it's for sure a big challenge. Would you say this is one of the greatest challenges in your life up to this point?
It is. I'm up to the challenge, but it's a great challenge. You know, since you're so into fitness, I'll say this is the greatest challenge I've had since I trained and ran 5 marathons.
Oh, wow.
Although this one's a marathon, and for the next few days, because again, May 22nd is the election, it's more like a sprint. But you know, it's worth it. I've dedicated my career. I've been a prosecutor for 26 years, protecting the community every day. And so I'm ready to serve the community in this way.
Running those marathons, Bobby, I could say this as a professional in the fitness industry, you definitely have the endurance and stamina to put up with very hard physical and mental challenges that it takes to do, you said 5 marathons. That's amazing. And so you've answered, you know, why you want to be a Superior Court judge. You've told us a little bit about some of the unique attributes and positive qualities that you would bring. Now let me ask you this too, Bobby. Can you tell us maybe and summarize what would be your 3 top priorities once you're elected to the bench?
I would say, for starters, victims' rights. You know, like I said, I've been a prosecutor for 26 years, and a real forte has been protecting those who can't protect themselves. Children, the elderly, the affirmed. Now let me be clear, as a judge you have a different role than as a prosecutor, but it's really important that victims' rights are preserved. Another one is public safety. Nothing is more important than our community safety. You know, if we're not safe, nothing else really matters. And the judge has a lot of discretion to make sure that the community is protected. And then another thing is protecting taxpayer dollars. You know, the courts are expensive and often inefficient. And I've worked in Cobb County and Gwinnett County, where they run much more effective, efficient courtrooms, very aware that the judge is a steward of precious taxpayer dollars. It's not the government's money, it's your money, my money. In Fulton County, efficient than it is today. It should run like a business, not like a government.
Yeah, good point. Absolutely, I like that. That's really, really good. And Bobby, also, let me ask you this too. On another note, as we know, Governor Nathan Deal's term is coming to an end very soon, and he's done a lot in making good strides with criminal justice reform. What can you guarantee everyone out there that you'll do to uphold and continue as a judge with making sure that that criminal justice reform continues the way it's been going?
You know, I've really seen the pendulum shift and swing from one end to the other. When I first started, things were much more simple, but not really appropriate. It was a one-size-fits-all. And if someone committed a bunch of crimes, regardless of the reason, regardless of whether it was a violent offense, they'd go to prison. But you know, today, a third of our state prisoners have diagnosed mental health issues. And some of those folks are not violent. The thing Governor Deal has done, and you know, I can't be political, to be clear, this is a nonpartisan race.
Right.
But Governor Deal's hallmark is criminal justice reform. And I'm a big fan. The number of people in prison has drastically been reduced because of criminal justice reform. I accept that. I have adopted it as a prosecutor, and it will be a big part of my job from the bench. We have veterans court, we have mental health court, we have drug courts, and you really need to get to the root cause of the problem. That serves the victim better, and it serves our community. I'm not just pushing people through a system. These are individuals whose dignity needs to be respected. And what's better than a criminal defendant becoming a contributing member of his family and our community? Everybody benefits. So kudos to Governor Deal and to everyone who follows those criminal justice reforms. Just one more thing, Taryn, I'll say. The last leg of his criminal justice reform was just passed and signed into law recently. And one of the big things is something I've seen in Gwinnett County for a long time, which is rather than the government taking fines from a defendant, those can be converted to community service. And that way, the defendant is already serving the community, being reacclimated into the community while he's under sentence. Everybody wins.
That's impressive, Bobby. And you had mentioned earlier, for the folks watching, obviously, that you are a family man with a wife and a young son. And I did want to mention this. Before we were recording, there was something I wanted to tell you I thought you'd find pretty cool. If she's watching out there, Ashley Aiken, one of my clients that I train in-home, and her husband, Andrew Aiken, those are 2 votes that you've got already, the Aikens, because I think that Ashley told me that Andrew helps coach your son in basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
Baseball.
Baseball. I'm sorry. Okay, baseball. Very good. Excellent. All right.
And we're excited about the election Tuesday, but we're really excited about the first playoff game over at Buckhead Baseball tomorrow.
Oh,
So
yes.
hopefully we'll do well. We're very excited. Our team is the Mad Dogs. So please join the Wolf Pack Tuesday. Vote Wolf Tuesday, but also cheer on the Mad Dogs tomorrow.
Oh, that's terrific. And that's Buckhead Baseball, you said, Bobby?
Yes. Yeah, right around the corner.
Excellent. Very, very good. That's awesome. And we also talked a little bit about this just briefly. As you can see behind me, of course, the Second Ponce Baptist Church. That's where you can find Bobby usually exercising at. They've got a nice family fitness center there right next door, and that's where I'm recording this from. And so you're dedicated because, again, I'll go ahead and brag about you. I come in there about sometimes 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you beat me there. You're already halfway through your workout. So tell me, if you would, Bobby, because I think this could relate in some ways with like some kind of race like this, and then also racing to get our health and fitness in need. Why would you get up so early, and why dedicate the time and sacrifice and efforts to get into a gym and do the workouts? What is so important and crucial about that to you with your physical wellness?
Oh, I think everything starts with physical wellness, and that goes right into the wellness and fitness of our community.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, as a judge, my main priority is that we have a safe, vibrant community, just like you need a safe, vibrant body. The funny thing is, I look at the church behind you, I don't really recognize it with all that broad daylight. It's usually not nearly that bright. It's usually dark out. It's quite a handsome building in the daylight. It's usually pitch black out at 5:30 when I get there, or 5:15. And so, I think it all starts if I get a good workout in the morning, if I clear my mind, if I take care of my physical health first, then I can be a dedicated public servant the rest of the day. And, I'm not as young as I used to be. So at 51 years old, it's really important. And I think if you're 50 and you stay physically fit, it's a little bit harder, but it's even more important. So then when you're 60, 70, 80, you continue to have a great quality of life. So not only am I excited to run, I'm excited to share my vision for Fulton Superior Court. Frankly, for Fulton Superior Court to be a more fit, more efficient, more effective courtroom, but also to tell your listeners, keep up with the workout. Encourage your friends and family to eat well, to exercise well is so important.
Very well said, Bobby. We don't hear that enough, and that's great to hear that from you. And, also on top of that, Bobby, is that, you didn't mention this, but I'll say it, is that the gym that you work out at is a community center. It's called Family Life Fitness Center. It's for the community, and there's no religious affiliation, no political affiliation. It's welcome to everybody in the community. So you definitely exemplify, you live it by coming to a community gym like this and participating, and I think that that's wonderful that you're doing that. And let me ask you this, Bobby. I got another question for you too. What would you say, and this is a real big, fully loaded question, but best you can, kind of what would you say in terms of, again, we mentioned you're a family man, you're running for Superior Court judge. What would be the most rewarding thing that you could think of that's happened in your life up to this point that you're really satisfied with and just very happy about, that gets you continuing to go every day?
Well, certainly it all starts with family. I've been very happily married for 13 years, have a beautiful bride. Her saying yes when I proposed, best thing, everything stemmed from that, and from my family. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got a wonderful son. But, professionally, and I think we're talking now about this election Tuesday, why I'm running, why it matters, who everybody chooses is their next Superior Court judge. It means a ton every day knowing that the oath I took to serve the community helps the community grow and improve. I took an oath to seek justice as a prosecutor. I'm going to take an oath as a judge to uphold the Constitution of Georgia and the Constitution of the United States. It's hard to say one particular thing. It's just getting up every day, looking in the mirror, and knowing that you're going to help people. You're going to help make the community safer. You're going to run the courts more efficiently and effectively. People aren't going to be victimized by the process, and you're always going to do and try to do the right thing. So, every day is a blessing. I love it.
I like that, Bobby. Very good. And, you know, again, like I said before, you know, you've got my vote, and hopefully everybody out there watching too, they'll get your vote as well. One final question, Bobby, before we let you go and give
Yes.
your contact information. If there's anybody that's on the fence right now, let's say they haven't voted yet and they're thinking about it, they're 50% right now thinking about, you know, maybe I'll go vote. What one thing can you tell them right now, just to reiterate, you've probably already said it, but just to bring this all home, and in conclusion, tell them why it's so important that they just budget that couple of minutes to go out there on May 22nd and get in there and vote for you for Superior Court Judge.
You know, it's so important, and not so much for me, but for everybody else out there.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
you choose,
Sure.
who you choose as your next judge matters.
Yes.
You know, if you choose the right judge, and I'm uniquely qualified, then I'll be that judge who protects the community. I'll be that judge who makes sure when we have to make really hard decisions on who gets to keep the kids, who gets the marital assets, who gets your property, who decides death penalty cases, that you have a judge who's ready to make solid, consistent, predictable decisions that follow the law. It matters so much, and everybody's voice matters, so please get out there and vote. It's very important. And you know, there are other races on the ballot, the governor's race, the lieutenant governor's race, the Secretary of State's race. Not a lot of people know that judges run. And in all of Fulton Superior Court, this is the only contested race. The reason is the sitting judge, the judge who's been there, is retiring. So it's really important. This is one of those rare opportunities where all of you get to choose the next judge. So I'm so thankful for this opportunity to spread the word and ask people to vote Tuesday. And you know, Taryn, we've had a lot of fun with this too. Wolf is my last name. And so what's really taken off like gangbusters is, Taryn, you're part of the Wolf Pack. And I'm asking everybody else out there, please join the Wolf Pack. We want you, we need you, and we can't do this without you. And so let's go out there and do it.
Let's be part of the Wolf Pack. We're going to be doing some howling. We're going to be voting for Bobby Wolf on May 22nd, Superior Court Judge, Fulton County. And folks watching out there, you've heard the man, you've heard us talk. Now let's go ahead and do it and make some action. What you just said, the people have the power. It truly is awesome that the power is up to the person watching right now. So that is empowering. So Bobby, one last thing and we'll let you get going. If you could please give us and provide us the contact information the best way. How can people better find more information about you and your campaign? If they have any more questions, how do they find out about you running for Superior Court Judge, Fulton County?
The best ways are to go on Facebook, Bobby Wolf for Judge. You can also call me at 678-662-9381, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And Taryn, again, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's been a real thrill.
Likewise, Bobby, thank you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time out. A special thank you to Christy Turallo, your campaign manager. She's done a fine job. And Bobby, and to the folks watching, we'll see you on May 22nd. Best of luck, good wishes, and I guess I'll see you at the gym at 5:30 in the morning, too, before then. So keep it up, Bobby, and we're howling for you as part of the Wolf Pack. And take care, have a great weekend, and thanks again for your time, Bobby.
You too, and all your viewers.
My pleasure. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.